Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Cindy Small and I'm here today with Tara. She was my doula and we're going to be talking about birthing experience, my birthing experience and everything that she does. She is an amazing person.
Thank you.
I had the best birthing experience I could possibly have. It was beautiful and it was fast and it was good. It was so nice. It was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
So the reason I wanted to have her talk to us is because my first birthing experience was horrible. My son Federico was in the NICU for 7 days because I had a horrible experience, and I didn't have a doula. I wasn't aware. It was my first baby. I just didn't know what I was supposed to do. So my second experience, when I did have her with me, it was the best experience ever. And she actually helped me get through it, and I was able to have my baby like this. The contractions came in, and I didn't even feel them because she was doing some stuff to my butt, and it was just like, it was like the best
doula magic.
ever. Yes. So tell us what you do.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Tara Lucier. I'm so happy to be here, Cindy, so thank you for inviting me. I am a mother. I have 4 children myself and a wife, and I'm a doula. I've been a doula for almost 10 years. In April, it'll be 10 years. And I'm in the Northern Virginia and DC area. So I help women and families design the birth experience that they want, and I support them along the way to have the experience that they desire. So families hire me usually sometime in the middle of their pregnancy, and but I've been hired all over the place, like from the very beginning of their pregnancy or the end, and we get together and talk about what they want out of their birth experience. Talk about who their provider is, because that makes a really big difference, as people have learned. So kind of help them to make sure that they're with the right provider. I tend to harp on that because I really think that that can be a big thing when you're trying to create the birth that you want, is finding a provider who's like the way that they do birth aligns with your values and your beliefs, so that they believe in birth the way that you do. I think that's a big thing. And for example, for that, you wouldn't go to an obstetrician that has a very high C-section rate when you're looking for an unmedicated birth. That's like kind of a very drastic explanation or example of that. Or you wouldn't, if you're looking for a vaginal birth after a cesarean, you wouldn't necessarily go to a provider that doesn't do VBACs very often. You'd find the provider in your area that does do VBACs and try to get into their practice and to achieve that birth. So that's what I do. I love it. It's an amazing job. It's a lot of hard work. We get up in the middle of the night, as doulas do, and we're always on call. So I always have my phone right on me. But I love it. It's been an amazing job, especially with young children. I'm home with them most of the time, except for when I leave to go to a birth. And then while I'm at the birth, it's just the most amazing adrenaline rush to really be there with a family like you and Fred, and help them have the birth that they wish for and desire. So that's what I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my first birthing. Obviously, I had no idea what I was doing. I wanted to have a natural birthing. That was my goal, and I did have a natural birthing. I didn't have no medications, nothing, but the doctors didn't know what they were doing. My doctor was late. Who knows where she was at, and there was other 3 moms having kids, so the midwife was with the other babies, with the other moms, and then she came to me late. I was pushing for like 7 hours. They had me practicing pushing, which, what is practicing pushing?
I don't know that.
It was just horrible. My son actually pooped inside my tummy, and then they had to take him to the NICU. He was there for 7 days. It was just horrible. So I knew that my second birthing, when I got pregnant with my son Felipe, that it had to be something magical, and it was not going to happen what happened to Federico. And that's why I contact her. And she's holistic, and she is very spiritual, and I wanted someone like her to be in the room with me. So it was magical. She came over my house when I was having the contractions. Like I said, she was doing something to my butt, and the contractions would go away. We were here for like about 2 hours, right?
Yeah. You were working pretty hard too.
But it was fast.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going to the hospital, which you were like, no, we should probably wait. And I was like, oh, I think we should go.
You're like, it's time.
And then when we went, I was already 6 or 7.
So I think you were 6 when we first got there, 6 centimeters, yeah.
And then she put me in these positions that literally, like, my water broke like this 45 minutes from being in the hospital. Felipe was born. It was like magical. It was fast. And she also did my stepdaughter Aaliyah's birthing, and Aaliyah had a magical birthing as well. Her experience was so wonderful that she is interested in becoming a doula.
I know, I love it. I love Aaliyah as well. Yeah, and she was a first-time mom.
Yes.
And she had actually a pretty quick birth for a first-time mom.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't 12 or more hours, I don't think, which is pretty typical for a first-time mom.
Because I had like 24 hours, and it was just,
it
was horrible. So we're here just to educate you and give you a little bit of education on what other things you should do.
Yeah, there's so many things that you can do, and I know, via the internet, there's so much kind of over information, which people can get overwhelmed. A couple tips that I would give families that are expecting is to, look on local groups, get involved in local groups. We are lucky enough in this area to have like what we call a birth circle, and it's organized via Facebook, and it's really just a supportive group for moms to get together, and people can share information and support one another. So look for local support groups in your area. I'm always going to be an advocate for hiring a doula, because I think a doula is that professional that can help get you, the birth experience that you want. And sometimes I hear from people that, I can't afford a doula. There really are doulas in all price ranges. So, reach out to some of the doulas that you'd like to work with. And if it doesn't work in your budget, they may know some newer doulas or doulas that are still pending certification, because we have to go through a rigorous certification process. So doulas that don't have that certification typically charge a little bit less. So if that's an issue for any families, definitely still look for that support. I think doulas are such a incredibly valuable asset at the birth. They can really obviously be game changers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you have a partner present at your birth, I feel like it can let them be present with you during the birth, or present with the laboring mom during the birth, and not have that added pressure of like, oh wait, I have to remember everything from the childbirth class, or oh wait, what was I supposed to do when you started pushing, or you know what I mean? They can really just be present and be your lover and be your partner, and not have to do all that other outside work that can happen, because there's a lot that goes on at a birth, as you know. There's a lot of things you can do to change the birth around, like you mentioned, like positions, or breathing, or positive affirmations, or setting the room up with your oils and lights and everything. So taking photos and stuff like that. So absolutely, a doula, finding local support in your area, getting educated. There's so many ways, so many great books, like books here that Cindy has laid out. Check out local books at your library. A lot of stuff by Ina May is fabulous. Ina May Gaskin is a famous midwife. She has some great books that are out that I love sending people to. And taking a childbirth education class, just so just the very basics, the stages of labor. And you can kind of talk the language that the hospital, if you're giving birth at a hospital, like they'll talk about. So you're kind of familiar with terms like Pitocin, or, second stage of labor. What do those kind of things mean? Even pretty basic stuff like dilating to 10 centimeters and, pushing after that. So getting educated, I think, is huge as well.
And I also believe a birth plan is very important. She's the one who told me to do one, and I did. And before I got to the hospital, I had it printed out, and I gave it to the nurses when I got there, and I showed them, this is what I want, and this is exactly how I want you to follow it. And they did. They pretty much do what the birthing plan says. Like, I didn't want no Pitocin, I didn't want no IV, I didn't want anything on me. I didn't want any epidural, what's it called? Epidural.
Yeah.
I didn't want nothing. I wanted to make sure that this birthing was totally natural, and I totally have that. And they totally follow your rules. Like, write it down.
It's also like there's something to be said for like putting it out there, right? Like it's like an affirmation when you put it out there into the world, and you say it, and you actively seek that, right?
Yes.
So I think birth plans are great. I also call them birth wishes, like documents sometimes, because it's like in an ideal setting, this is what I would like my birth to look like. You know, these are my birth wishes, my birth plan. That's definitely something I work with my clients. But even if you don't have a doula, you can absolutely, there's so many templates on websites and stuff where you can do, where you can make your own birth plan. But as far as coming up with what's on your birth plan, that's all about educating yourself to know what your options are surrounding your birth. And so once you know what your options are, you can make those informed decisions and put those on your birth plan or birth wishes. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Yay. Cool.
So I know you're coming up with a new company now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your company and what you're going to do?
Absolutely.
Women out there?
Yeah, we're super excited. So I have a doula partner that I've been working with for a very long time. She's a really dear friend of mine, and she's become my business partner, and we're creating a company that we're calling Birth, and it's basically a mobile platform for families to get support and education surrounding the childbearing year, so surrounding, you know, prenatal, birth, and the postpartum time. And we're really working to revolutionize what that looks like for people. And so it's still a little bit under wraps. We're hoping to you know, give birth to it, so to speak, later in 2017, but it's really kind of a groundbreaking way to deliver information via the internet and via this mobile platform and connecting people around the globe with each other. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be support and education. It's kind of a double-faceted company, and it has a socially conscious aspect to it as well, of giving back to an organization we're super proud to support, which is called Midwives for Haiti. They're doing some really great stuff down in Haiti, helping down there with the really high maternal mortality rate. So donating there. So every purchase on the website will give give back to Midwives for Haiti. So you're helping support your own birth plan and wishes, and then helping someone else really just to have a safe birth in a developing nation. So we're super excited about it. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
So make sure you follow Tara at Instagram. It is arrow.mama, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and we will bring more information to you and more stuff to you. And once she has her whole platform done, we'll do another interview and see how that
I'm
goes.
excited. Yes.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and make sure you subscribe. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.